Hi, welcome to today's special episode of 15 Minutes with Sir Noni, where we delve into the pressing issue of bullying in Philippine education. As we shine a light on this critical topic, we will explore its impact on students' emotional and psychological well being. Join us as we engage and discuss effective strategies for combating bullying in schools. Together, we can foster a safer and more inclusive learning environment for all. Before we proceed with our discussion, please like, follow, share, and subscribe our page on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Bullying in Philippine schools is a pervasive issue that affect a number of students. According to various statistics, a staggering 65% of Filipino students reported experiencing bullying at least a few times a month. And a staggering 40% also indicated that they are frequently bullied. The situation described is very alarming, with the Philippines being referred to as the bullying capital of the world due to the high prevalence of such incidents compared to other countries. Now, the prevalence of bullying in schools has been consistently highlighted in different studies. For instance, in 2019, PISA reported that 65% of Filipino students experience bullying frequently. Furthermore, in 2022, again, PISA results revealed that 1 in 3 students face bullying, reinforcing the alarming statistics. This type of bullying reported are verbal bullying, physical bullying, relational bullying, and increasingly cyberbullying, which is becoming more prevalent in this digital age. The psychological effects of bullying on students in the Philippines are profound. Victims are often experiencing mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. Studies show that emotional toll of bullying can lead to long-term psychological impacts, including social withdrawal and academic challenges. These mental health concerns not only affect the victim, but also contribute to the toxic school environment that hampers the overall well-being of our students. However, in response to this, rising concern about bullying, the Philippine government enacted the Anti-Bullying Act or Republic Act number 10627 in 2013, mandating that all elementary and secondary schools to adopt policies against bullying. However, implementation has faced numerous challenges. Many schools lack localized anti-bullying policy, and reports of bullying often go unaddressed due to inadequate reporting mechanism. The effectiveness of existing anti-bullying program is also being questioned, which calls for more comprehensive and responsive legislative measures to address bullying in schools effectively. So addressing bullying, it becomes an epidemic actually in the Philippine schools. It requires a collaborative effort from various stakeholders, including educators, parents, and policymakers. Schools are encouraged to implement inclusive and effective anti-bullying programs that not only protect victims but also educate potential bullies about the consequences of their action. Additionally, fostering a supportive school environment where students feel safe and respected is crucial in mitigating bullying incidents and enhancing overall educational outcomes. All in all, bullying remains a significant challenge in the Philippine education, impacting the mental well-being of our students and also the academic atmosphere. So comprehensive policies, active engagement from all community members, and effective school programs are critical in creating a safe and supportive environment for our learners. To have a deep understanding of what is bullying, let us delve into the main causes of bullying in the Philippine schools. So, bullying in the Philippine schools is a multifaceted issue, influenced by various cultural, social, and environmental factors. And understanding these root causes is very, very crucial for the effective intervention and prevention strategies. Let us take, for example, cultural influences. Cultural factors play a significant role in the dynamics of bullying in the Philippines. Concepts such as hiya or shame create an environment where victims may feel discouraged from reporting incidents due to the fear of social stigma associated with being labeled as a victim. Furthermore, hierarchical structures is prevalent in Filipino societies, we know that often translate to power imbalances among students that exacerbates the bullying situation. And the collectivist nature of the Filipino culture also means that bullying behaviors can reflect a broader social dynamics, making it important to consider the community context in which this behavior occur. Another very, very important reason the factor that affects bullying is the socio-economic factors. The socio-economic environment is another critical factor contributing to bullying. Studies indicate that bullying is more prevalent in public schools, particularly in communities where poverty rates are high. Larger class sizes, discriminatory teacher behavior, and lack of adequate resources in low-income schools can create a breeding ground for bullying, as teachers may be less able to manage classroom behavior effectively. Additionally, students from lower socioeconomic backgrounds may be more vulnerable to both being bullied and becoming a bully themselves. Another important reason or factor is family dynamics. Family environment is significantly impacting the children's behavior with regards to bullying. Research has found out that children from dysfunctional families characterized by low parental monitoring, exposure to domestic violence, and substance abuse are more likely to engage in bullying behavior or become victims themselves. The association between household dysfunction and bullying is particularly pronounced for children who experience physical violence at home, highlighting the role of parental behavior in shaping children's social interaction. School environment and culture also is a reason or a factor in bullying. The school environment significantly influence huge dynamics in bullying. Schools with poor disciplinary practices and inadequate support systems tend to have higher rate of bullying. For example, when students perceive their school as unwelcoming or unsupportive, they may be more prone to bullying others or becoming victims of bullying themselves. Additionally, the lack of effective anti-bullying policies and support for both victims and perpetrators further perpetuates the cycle of bullying within these educational institutions. Peer influence also factors in. Peer dynamics also contribute to bullying behavior. Children are influenced by their peers, and those who witness bullying may remain silent due to fear of becoming targets themselves or because they believe that such behavior is acceptable. So, social acceptance and the desire to fit can lead some students to engage in bullying to maintain or enhance their status among their peers. So the causes of bullying in the Philippine schools are a complex and interrelated, encompassing cultural influences, socio-economic conditions, family dynamics, school environment, and peer relationships. Addressing these underlying causes through community engagement, improved school policies, and supportive family environments is essential for mitigating the prevalence of bullying in our schools. With bullying causing socio-psychological long-term effects among students, parents play a very, very important role to the children who are facing bullying. So, parents play a crucial role in supporting their children who face bullying. To effectively assist their children, parents can adopt several strategies that promote open communication, self-esteem, and resilience. So, let us look at these strategies. Okay, the first of the strategy is open communication. So, parents can be open in communication with the victims or their children who are victims of bullying. Like, listen actively. Encourage your child to share their experiences. Make sure that they feel heard without judgment by listening attentively and validating their feelings. You can also ask questions. Gently inquire about their day-to-day experience at school, focusing on interactions that they have with their peers. This will help gather information about bullying without forcing them to share. Another is checking in regularly of our students. Make it a habit to ask about their feelings, friendships, and any incidents that could indicate bullying. Frequent communication fosters trust. Another is the build of resilience and self-esteem. Okay, so how to build resilience and self-esteem for those who are students who are facing bullying? So the parents can encourage activities. Help your child engage in activities that build their confidence and allow them to develop friendships outside of school. Participation in sports, clubs, community events can also be very, very beneficial. Teach them coping strategies. Help your children learn how to respond to bullying by developing coping strategies. Discuss ways to handle bullying incidents and reinforce the idea of walking away from confrontations. So, another very, very important thing that parents may do in order to build resilience and self-esteem is modeling of positive behavior. So, parents may demonstrate respect and kindness with their interaction with other people. Children often mimic adult behavior, so it's essential to exemplify the values of empathy and assertiveness. So they say, monkey see, monkey do. Another very important strategy is collaborate with the school. So parents may communicate with educators and reach out to the child's teachers or school counselors about bullying incidents. Sharing detailed information can assist them in addressing the issue within the school environment. Inquiring about the school policies. So understand the school's anti-bullying policy and procedures for dealing with bullying incidents. So ensure that the school is aware of the ongoing issues and working towards solution. Build a support network. Enlist the help of other parents and guardians to create a community support system that works together to address bullying within the school. And you can also empower your child. Teach assertiveness. Encourage your child to be assertive when addressing bullying. They should know how to express their feelings clearly and to indicate when the behavior is unacceptable. Reinforce that they are not alone. Remind your child that many kids experience bullying and reinforce that it is not their fault. Help them understand what they have, your support, and that they have others as the caring adults. Okay. So by implementing these strategies, these suggested strategies, parents can be effective advocates for their children, nurturing the resilience and providing the necessary support to confront bullying effectively. So the focus should be always on fostering a trusting relationship while equipping our children with the tools they need to navigate challenging social situations. Now, how about those teachers? Teachers play a vital role in preventing bullying within schools by fostering a safe, inclusive environment for all students. Their influence extends beyond academic instruction, encompassing social and emotional support. Here are several things that our teachers can do so that we can combat bullying in our school. Monitoring and intervention. Teachers are often first adults present during instances of bullying. This is true, making them a critical in recognizing such behavior. Their proactive involvement can include observing interactions. Teachers should closely monitor their interaction in various settings, including the classroom, hallways, and playgrounds or around the school. This vigilance enables them to spot early signs of bullying and effectively prevent them, taking immediate action. So when bullying is observed, teachers must intervene promptly, right there and then, to stop this behavior and provide support to the victim. So this helps establish a clear message that bullying is unacceptable in the school and will not be tolerated for any reason. So teachers also can create a supportive classroom environment. Teachers can foster an atmosphere that discourages bullying through several of these practices, like promoting positivity. So emphasizing respect, empathy, and kindness in the classroom helps cultivate a supportive environment. Teachers should model these values in their own behavior and through classroom activities. So another thing is, teacher may or should or shall encourage inclusivity, implementing strategies that promote interaction among diverse groups can reduce social hierarchies and foster friendships, thereby decreasing opportunities of bullying. So the implementation of anti-bullying policies, it should be the teacher who should be in the forefront in the implementation of anti-bullying policies. Teachers are essential for the effective implementation of a school-wide anti-bullying policy by educating their students. Teachers should educate students about the constitutes bullying, its effects, and the importance of standing against it. And this can be incorporated in the lessons and in the subjects that are being taught inside the classroom. So, teachers also should have to encourage reporting. Teachers should create an open and supportive atmosphere where students feel safe to report bullying incidents. This involves actively inviting students to discuss concerns and ensuring that their reports are taken seriously. And teachers also can collaborate with parents and the community. Collaboration with parents and the community further enhances teachers' ability to prevent bullying. Communicating with parents, teachers should maintain open communication with parents regarding their children's behavior and social interactions. Keeping the parents informed can help in addressing issues that arise in and out of school. Building also community support by partnering with community resources such as mental health professionals and local organizations can provide additional support to students affected by bullying and help reinforce our prevention efforts. Professional development. There is a need for teachers' ongoing professional development to better understand and address bullying effectively. So our policymakers may look into this. Okay, like training programs. Participating in training programs focused on bullying prevention and intervention equips teachers with the tools they need to identify bullying signs and implement effective strategies to counteract it. So teachers assume a multifaceted role in preventing bullying, encompassing monitoring, intervention education, collaboration, their proactive engagement and commitment to creating a safe and inclusive environment are fundamental in addressing bullying and supporting effective students. By cultivating a culture of respect and understanding, teachers can significantly reduce the incidence of bullying in our schools. As we conclude today's enlightening discussion on bullying in Philippine education, it is clear that awareness and action are essential in addressing this pervasive issue. We invite parents, educators, and policymakers to join hands in creating a supportive environment that prioritizes the safety and well-being of our youth. Change begins with open dialogue and a commitment to fostering empathy and understanding among students. Let us work together to ensure that every child can learn and thrive free from the fear of bullying. Thank you for joining us on 15 Minutes with Sir Noni. See you!